Hello everyone, this is Gillian. I've just noticed yesterday that quite a few people are taking part in the 100-day project, which is happening here on YouTube and I believe on Facebook, and it started as an Instagram project. You can find more about it by looking on the web at the 100-day project. Tells you all about it and how people interpret it by choosing either an art that they're involved with or photography or anything really that they want to just post something every day for 100 days, which seems a pretty big challenge to me, but I thought, well, why not take up the challenge? And my 100-day project on here is going to be everything junk journal. So this is day 1 for me. It's day 11 for many people, but I don't just saw it. So day 1 for me, and I'm going to just today show you one of my pretty little journals that I've made. It is going to be listed soon for sale, so I thought it's a good time to share this one with you. As you can see, this one has a fabric cover and it is a vintage napkin, linen napkin, which was quite a palish creamy stone colour, and then I've tea dyed it to bring out the tones more because I wanted a darker colour for it. So I've got the napkin wrapped right around the journal, and on top of it you can see that there's a crocheted doily. It's a cotton, again an antique, a vintage as far as I'm aware, and that again wraps right the way round to the back. And then I've fastened it, I've wrapped this beautiful gold lace edging around the journal, and then I fastened it with a tiny button and I put this loop into it. It's not done up right now because I just did another video and I couldn't get it undone. It is a little bit fiddly, but it does work really well, just not when you're trying to do it left-handed while you're filming. So on the front you can see I put a little bulb pin with a couple of sweet little buttons hanging on. There's a, sorry, right in the way, a copper paper clip with a couple of beads on, and then this little bird printout that I've cut out, fussy cut out, put some glossy accents on it, which you can see there catches the light, and this gold lace trim. So it's I think it's a really pretty exterior to this particular journal. And then inside you'll see that typically of me, I've done it in a different way because I'm always experimenting. So I've got the journal pages themselves tied on with ribbon, the ribbon that goes right around the back of, I've sewn on to the back of the cover, and then the loose ends are tied, which you'll see when I get to the middle. And then the fold of the napkin comes up like that to create pockets front and back, and then I've put in some very strong card to strengthen it because it would be too floppy a cover without something strengthening it. So these cards are in the back and the front. I've got a note from the bookmaker, which is by Jibid Neary, who I really admire her work, and she gives this as a free download. She puts it in all her journals and she has it in a free download on her website. And so this is quite a small journal. I haven't actually measured it, but it's about 6 inches by 4.5, I would imagine, roughly that. And I've got a little Made with Love tag, which again was a free printable, and I can't remember who it was by, so if anyone recognises it, I'd be grateful if you could say. Some of the lace, the same as I used on the front cover, just making a tuck spot here onto this piece of vintage music paper, which I've inked around the edges. I've then used, it's some craft paper from a book. I've made a little tuck pocket with vintage book pages, and just a little fold out from a little print of, you'll recognise that from the front cover, that's where I cut that shape from. Bit of stamping, tea dyed paper. Now, one of the things that's different about this journal, I haven't seen anyone else do it, which doesn't mean that no one else has, is that I've done a different fold in the corner. So on these pages, to make them smaller and to fit in this size journal, I folded them round, and then I've it's kind of like what we would call, oh, there's a name for it, I'm sorry, I can't think what the name for it is. So, but anyway, it's like, oh, a mitred corner, that's right. So I've mitred the corner, which means that that gives like a joint pocket and tuck spot, so it's quite a nice big space to put. There's a index card, journaling card there. Then a book page, vintage book page. Another bit of craft paper here, which I've continued on here to make a belly band, and then I've embellished a purchase luggage tag. You can buy these very cheaply on Amazon and eBay. Stitched round the edge, put the lovely little gold ribbon on, pretty bit of paper to pretty it up, and then I've sewn two together so that that is like an almost little hidden place that you can tuck anything, any mementos or anything that you'd like to. Another page which is quite heavily tea dyed, and again with the mitred corner, and another one of those little envelopes. Vintage music paper, inked at the edges, a little pocket there with a couple of journaling cards in. There wasn't any particular theme to this one, I just picked out pieces that I liked to put together. That's a repeat of the other one with the belly band, and I really kind of grunged this index card up with some paint and then decoupage this rose onto it as well, and just messed it up a bit really, because to add to that vintage look. The other side of that vintage book page, another grunged up card with white flowers on this time. Very grungy and vintagey looking. Here I've used, I've cut a little gold doily, gold doily in half to make a tuck spot, and I've put in a lovely unicorn card which on the back says, brothers and sisters, to get along with others, see the love and the best within them, and again with unicorns on the back. So I thought that was really pretty, went in there nicely. The other side of that paper and that, and there you can see the middle, so that's where I'll just take this out and show you. So I've done two signatures, as you can see, and then the band that I showed you at the front goes right across to the back and joins the two signatures together. I was really experimental with this, and then they slip under the tied ribbon like so, and that means you can add more as you go. You could put anything else really you can tuck into there. There's plenty of room into that. So very similar, the second signature, a pocket here made by turning that page back, a little journaling card that I've made by using some tea dyed paper, sewed some craft paper on, a piece of the vintage music paper, and a little Alice in Wonderland tag that I purchased. I purchased a little set of them from eBay. And that one went in there. Another altered tag here, very similar to the other one that I showed you with the little hidden pocket at the side. Papers the same. I made a little tuck spot here, did a fussy cut bird, glued it onto, I did this, the little serviette. I'm losing the light a bit here, I'm just going to make it a bit brighter. I fussy cut the bird, glued it onto a little paper serviette that I'd backed with some patterned paper, so you see the blue coming through, so that's made a tuck spot there. Another pocket here with similar little cards to the ones I showed you in the first signature. A little bit of stamping and blue ink into the edges of a couple of these pages, a little bit of decoupage there as well. Another grungy card and another mitred corner. Actually, I think that's given me an idea that for day 2 I'll just do a very quick tutorial on these mitred corners, because I really do like how they've come out. The other half of that's little doily, so there's somewhere that you can tuck something that you'd like a photo or whatever. And pretty much the same, there's another belly band, there's another mitred corner. So there's, as you can see, there's lots of places for you to add to this. This at the back here is another card, which I think, can I get it out to show you? You can see here that what I've done is I've used an envelope. So on the card, there was a little, it's a piece of packaging, so there was a little hole naturally in the packaging. I've glued a tiny little bird behind that to fancy that up a bit. So, and then I've used an envelope attached to the card, so you have a pocket there that you can slip things into, and you can open the envelope there. And I've just got another index card into that one. So it's pretty different really in lots of ways. Another copper paper clip there. I love those. I love copper as a colour. And there's the back again. So again, that's how it wraps round to close on that little button. So there you are, a vintage napkin junk journal, day 1 of 100 days of everything junk journal. Take care everyone, bye.